Hi Libra, this is your general reading from now. It is the 15th of February. No, not even the 15th. Sorry, it might be the 16th. I can't even keep up. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure it's the 15th of February today, up until the 28th of February 2019. Now, Libra, we need to talk. Just before I turned on this video, just before I started, I have not done this before, but having a little bit of a shuffle of the cards, half of them, it was so confusing. There seems to be so much confusion around your emotional status at the moment. Maybe you've come into contact. These are just messages that are being passed on from Spirit as well, just before we start. Maybe there has been some confusion around emotional issues at this point in time for you, Libra. This is it's a very, very unusual energy. I'm not saying that a lot of people don't, go through it, but just bearing in mind, this is a general reading. So if it won't resonate with you also, just take what you need and discard the rest. But it is saying that Spirit's telling me that there's a lot of confusion. I do feel it is working out for the better, but there is a lot of confusion that's going around you at the moment. So without further ado, Libra, let's have a look at your reading up until 28th, your general reading up until the 28th of February 2019 for you. Let's have a look here. All right, so your overall energy, interestingly enough, is the Knight of Wands. Now, that's very quick communication. It also can mean change, because the Knight of Wands is a bringer of change. This is the overall energy, bearing in mind. So bringer of change, bringer of traveling, bringer of communication. And this is quite fast too. Fast movement coming in regarding communication. So let's have a little bit of a look at the rest of it. I'll just go through the cards with you in a tick. Sorry, let's have a look here. That is the Queen of Cups coming first through for you. It is the Seven of Pentacles. It is the Queen of Swords coming through as well. The Magician comes through. The Five of Wands. That doesn't surprise me that that's there. And then the King of Swords. Very interesting combo that you've got here. Now, when we pull up, now it's not gender specific, so please bear in mind this can mean male or female, but here is a person that's bringing forward the love. Okay, this is emotionally fulfilled. It can mean, at this point in time, a little bit airy-fairy. This is what I'm getting. So, airy-fairy side of feelings with the emotional side of things. So, you may find that you're a little bit, okay, up and down here, a little bit with your emotions. She's not as steady as the Queen, or she's not as grounded as the Queen of Pentacles. So bearing that in mind, she may just feel, as I was saying, the energy, may just feel a little bit out of sorts here with that energy. This next card, the Seven of Pentacles coming through, it does indicate that there's a good investment, or you've invested a lot of emotional stuff. It can also talk about finances as well, but we are talking about emotional stuff here. So emotional and communication too. I can see there's a lot of stuff going on here. So maybe you've put a lot of time and effort into that communication, into that emotion. Just be patient, because the Pentacles, when they do come around, it does mean that's a slow-going process. Even though this is fast communication coming through, I do feel that they might have been something like quick, rash decisions or quick communication, but now you're waiting around for maybe an answer, emotional answer to what's happened. Interestingly enough, the Queen of Swords comes up. Now, the Queen of Swords is she can be harsh with her words, and maybe there were harsh words that were said. Now, again, this is either sex, but this is the type of person who doesn't put up with bullshit. So it's also coming through saying that it's clear-cut. The truth is coming out, clear-cut energy, and it's no nonsense. So this is the stuff that needs to come through. Oops, we're getting out of focus here. Sorry about that. The camera does that every now and again. And interestingly enough, it's a bit blurry. So there may be blurred lines, which is quite fascinating when we're talking about that. But this is clear-cut energy. So it's cutting through all the crap because you put all your time, you invested your time and effort into speaking and bringing out the emotional side. Now you've just got to wait, right? Because the Magician comes up. By the way, this is the Gilded Tarot by Ciro, Manchetti. I'll also be pulling some cards from the Chinese Fortune Reading Cards by Sharina and also pulling some cards from the Messages from Oracle Cards by Sandy Mac, Psychic Medium, me, which I've made my own cards. But anyway, let's get back to this one. This is the Magician saying that just at this point, just make sure that, be careful what you put out there. The Magician can be in a reverse position, and I'm hearing from Spirit with this one. This is quite emotional. The Cup's coming up here. Just be careful about what you're saying, what you're manifesting, because at this point, when you're thinking about things, it is a very pivotal time that you're bringing things to fruition. All right. So just being aware of that one. It's not a bad reading at all. Not a bad reading, but it's just something to be aware of, because I do find that I'm actually surprised that there's not a Seven of Cups in here, which is confusion. Five of Swords tells me that there's conflict. Tells me that there has been not only inner conflict, but there's been fighting. So there's been quite a lot of discussion that's been going on. Maybe, having the Queen of Swords there, maybe the tongue was quite sharp. Has to do with the emotions, the Queen of Cups coming through. And now you're just having to sit back and just wait, okay? So, but here it says that there might have been quite a bit of fighting that's going on. Miscommunication, that's been happening. Try to be aware that at this point, again, with the Magician coming through, what you're manifesting, that it doesn't turn into a little bit more fighting. So it does say that there has been some inner conflict, but also a little bit of fighting here. It's not all a bad one, absolutely not, because this is the card of change. So what's happened here, there is change coming. So it's an overall energy, taking that into consideration. The King of Swords is the last one in here. Again, you have the Queen of Swords here in this spread and the King of Swords. This is a man, well, we're saying a man, it's not gender specific, but it is coming up as the king. So we're just saying you may have been dealing with a king who has been also sharp with their words, but a little bit cold-hearted in the emotional side, not bringing out the feelings as much as this person, well, perhaps should do. So being aware that, and I feel quite standoffish with this, so very guarded, this person here. So, and also saying that this person may feel like he's in charge, empowered, or she is empowered and in charge. That may not be the situation, but I do feel that there has been a little bit of conflict. So just being aware, I do feel that things will change definitely by what's going on here. So it's not going to hang around for long, but just know where your emotional investments lie with it, because of the Magician coming through here. It's about being very aware what you're manifesting at this moment. I'm going to be pulling now a card from for you from the Chinese Fortune Reading Cards by Sharina Star, just to give you another message from Spirit, basically. Soul symbol. So this is a very interesting card. To me, what this represents, this is a very soulful moment, a soulful period of time up until the 28th of February, where you're going to have to look deep within. So it's a not necessarily a karmic session, but the soul symbol means to me, and hearing it from Spirit, is that you're going to have to look deep within. Going to have to do a lot of soul searching here. Like I said, it's not bad. The energies are changing, so don't look at it as a bad thing. I see that as a really good thing. So it's turning around for your betterment. As soon as you can look deep within with this soul symbol card, you may find the answers, because the Queen of Swords is here, the King of Swords. That is about truth, honesty coming up. Just be careful of your words and how you say it. That's all. So let's have a look at the messages from Spirit Oracle cards by me. We're going to pull you a message. Now, these are not light and fluffy. Well, not all of them are light and fluffy, so just please be aware. It's about what you need to know rather than what you want to hear. Speak up. Isn't that interesting? Because you've got the cards of communication. You've got Queen of Swords. You actually have the Five of Swords here. Sorry about that. Five of Swords and the King of Swords, which is all about communication. Speak up. Speak your truth, but be gentle about it. There is beautiful changes coming for you, and honestly, it is going to get better. And it's interesting because the throat chakra is blue, and having this one as your speak up sign indicates speak on a soul level. Come through with more genteel. Remember about manifesting what you're talking about. You can bring it to fruition, if just watch your words more than anything, but know there are big changes ahead for you, Libra. So know that it's going to change. It's not looking all that bad. It is actually looking up. So it might be a little bit of a soul journey for you this up until 28th of February. I'll leave you with that, Libra. All the very best, and I'll talk to you soon.